Welcome aboard everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. We have a video here for XPR Proton. So guys, this is one of our favourite bags for sure. We got into this a few months back, kindly through a comment actually a while ago, introducing us to this project, and we fell in love with it. It's constantly growing, constantly developing, but we got some interesting announcements of ourselves today, which we'll go on into a second. It definitely involves Proton in some capacity, but a few updates here first of all before we go into the chart. So one cool thing here, Bitrue, which is, to be fair, a growing exchange, one that I use on occasion for multiple different assets that aren't obviously available on mainstream ones just yet, but they have indeed added Proton XPR as well as Immutable X, which is quite interesting. I do have a topic regarding Immutable X in a couple of days' time, but that is really cool to see. And of course, those that don't know much about Proton XPR, go and check our intro video. We also have a staking video as well. And guys, if you would like us to do a video on how to purchase NFTs or create NFTs on Proton XPR, do let us know, and we will do that either Monday or Tuesday this week. So let us know in the comments below if you would really like to see an NFT based Proton video. Couple of other posts here on Twitter from various different people. This is clearly some kind of survey. Best blockchain for NFTs, clear winner there for XPR Proton. I do recommend checking this out. It's absolutely phenomenal. Now, the aspect of zero gas fees for sending crypto as well is there's so much to it, but we'll focus here on the Proton's NFT market. So of course, yeah, we would love to do an NFT video if you want one, but here's the newish kind of marketplace where people are able to upload different editions, different content that people can buy and sell utilizing their Proton wallet. And I couldn't believe how easy it was. Like, the reason I've been put off by NFTs and stuff in the past or with other platforms is massive fees or like just too complicated, and I don't have the time to think about half of this stuff most of the time. And literally the whole aspect of scanning when you open up your wallet, which for example up here there's not much USDC back in here, but I literally took some out of staking on my XPR wallet. I then wrapped it into I think it was USDC, and then literally through the mechanism of this of scanning, it uploaded it into this little balance thing here, and I was able to buy an NFT as well as create one. So let's have a look. This is what I got here. So we've got this particular item, which I thought was really cool. So this is created by Easy, which is interesting. But the reason I love it is I love the sea, I love beaches. Wow, I thought this was absolutely brilliant, whether it's done digitally or through enhancement of an image or a picture or something, I don't know. But I loved it. It was like in search for peace, and the amount of times I go and drive down to the sea to try and find some peace is literally just what it reminded me of, to sometimes just go on a little trek along the beach, whether it be in my drone or the dogs or whatever, and the sun's shining, especially down here on the coast. It really hit a chord with me. So I bought it because it was $10. I thought it was nothing, and who knows, might be worth more in the future. Edition size of 10, and I bought the number 2 serial number. So let's see how it goes. And what I love about it is you've got the whole transactional information here. This is essentially what happens because the NFT gets minted, it becomes part of a blockchain algorithm that gives you identity of ownership. So it means, you know, I'm sure people can copy and paste stuff and screen print or whatever, but the fact is I've got the actual genuine edition of this. Some people like it, some people don't. For me, and I believe art in general, of course, a lot of people buy art because they have a love for something they see and it means something to them. So actually the value of it becomes irrelevant. Of course, I probably wouldn't have bought this for like $100 or $200 because I was doing this as an example, but also found one that I really liked, and I thought I might either print that, or perhaps when I eventually get into something like Sandbox, Decentraland, I'll put it up on my virtual wall or something. I haven't decided yet, but I thought it was really cool. Let us know what you think if you like this in the comments below. But we've also got this, guys, Pebble Pals. So my pal and I got talking a while back, and I was saying, do you know what I want to do? I like collecting pebbles at the beach and shells. So I thought, why don't we do some fun thing like pebbles? We see all these like weird whales and the punk things, and I thought, let's make some pebbles, and maybe I'll do a bit of marketing behind it and stuff eventually to generate storylines behind them, maybe some animations and maybe a mobile game one day. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. But this I thought was quite cool, so I put up here Peter the Pebble. So Peter's the most common pebble on the beach. He spends most of his time throwing himself at other pebbles for a laugh. Silly Peter. So there's a couple on there. Feel free, by the way, to jump on there and grab yourself Peter the Pebble. We've got a multitude of different characters coming thick and fast, but I thought I'd launch him in there just so I could see how easy it was to upload an NFT. I put it in unlimited edition. Probably did that wrong. I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest, but he's live. He has got his own transaction aspect in the background, which is a really cool thing to think about, that from simply uploading an image or a thought, you are then entered into a blockchain forever, immutable, cannot be changed, cannot be manipulated, corrupted. It is purely a new digital asset. I thought that was quite cool. But there we go. Let us know what you think about this Pebble Pals. We're going to try and build this up. We've got a Twitter account. Feel free, if you're crazy like we are, go and join us on Twitter on Pebble Pals, and we'll see where it takes us. But I thought it was a bit of fun. But like I said, we will do a video on how to do this if you are interested. But yeah, let's go back to the exploration page. Really, there's just a multitude of different things, videos, animations. I love that. Mutant Ninja Turtles, absolutely brilliant. There's loads of different bits of art, coins, bets. I used to play a game when I was a kid, and it had like teddy bears in it, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Like an educational game, but I remember it's one of these massive PCs that I had when I was like 2 or 3 or something. It was all on MS-DOS. For those of the younger generation, I can't believe I'm saying that at the age that I am, but the younger generation probably haven't a clue what I'm talking about. But MS-DOS was very much before we had like folders of Windows, before Windows 3.1. It was literally, I was at the age of 2 or 3 putting codes into computers to make things work, or have a disk or a cartridge or a floppy disk work. So yes, we were probably actually more advanced than you guys are with your tablets and screens that you have today. But there we go. So that was interesting. Loads of different things on here. Go check them out. But Proton in general, guys, there's so much going for it. We have the metal aspect, the metal pay aspect, and the loan configuration coming, the integration of the fiats coming very soon as well. There truly is so much going for this, and I generally believe in the future this is a phenomenal platform for even institutional levels. Okay, I generally think that institutional levels will start getting into this, not from an investment perspective, but actually using it as a wealth management tool. And I'm sure in the roadmap of Proton they will have that in development next year or maybe the year after, who knows. But there's some really cool stuff around this all the time. And the zero gas fees, guys, eliminating gas. Why are people paying gas fees when they could be using a phenomenal aspect like Proton? So like I said, I'm staking it. We've got a staking video if you want to learn how to do that as well. We'll leave links to those at the end of this one, but I just wanted to bring a few of these bits and pieces to your attention, guys, before we go into the chart. So XPR, smash that like button if you're enjoying what you're hearing and seeing, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Let's take a look at a few observations of the price point on XPR. So currently floating towards down this 3.6 cent mark. So currently, as of recording, 3.7 cents. Okay, so we've had some really outstanding movements over this short period of time, taking us from this 0.006 mark all the way up to here in this previous high of what was it, 0.052. We're not near the all-time high, which is up here around the 11 cent mark, so we've got plenty of room left to try and get to that. But that mainly sort of originated from way back, I think earlier this year sometime. But here we are right now. We've had a bit of a correction, and to confirm what that correction looks like, roughly around 60%, which I think is very commendable. Usually we see maybe up to 70% on these markers here. In fact, is that even down there? I think I've just drawn the wrong line. What's the low there? 0.02657. Oh yeah, sorry guys, it's around 50%. Okay, that's still respectable. Good. So we've had the correction, clearly some resistance here, which is quite interesting because we had these markers. We mentioned this in a previous video a while back. You've got these markers here in history. This is on the OKEX data, but you can see there was some reflective points here, as that we didn't really want to try and remove ourselves out of this equation and drop further down. So there's been the resistance, kind of almost a mini mechanism of support. I'm not saying that that's fully confirmed yet, but we do have touch points around here as well that we see in the sort of beginning to middle of October. So right now, I'm loving the movements of XPR Proton because there's so much belief in this project, so many more users jumping on board, especially with the NFT marketplace now with the Mint application. I just think, like, when projects launch and stuff, this has taken a while for awareness, of course, and everything. But for me, the fundamentals of this project are fantastic. And I think it's so early. I still think buying at 4 cents is incredible, albeit that we might still see some corrections. I think in the long run, this price point is ridiculous. It's a steal. But this is not financial advice, of course, but my suggestion is, of course, being a bit patient and seeing what other further dips occur. We hit our buy area down here to accumulate a bit more that we had with some USDT spare, which was great. But we've now tailed a bit up further than that, and we're starting to see a really nice pattern evolving again. But let's have a look at a few observations before we confirm that. So we are moving into a very small purchasing area here on the histogram after this big sell-off period. Now, I think that in general, the sell-off period is not really that big, to be honest. I know it looks horrific on histograms, but in general, it wasn't too huge. And I think that's very commendable for this project in the sense that it's really showing confidence that people have taken profits, but now they're rebuilding it. They don't want to just sell it all off because they know the potential of it. So we're getting this sort of restriction at the moment right there. So the MACD is showing we're in a bit of a bullish momentum right now. So obviously we had a bit of a tail off today, but there's plenty of room left in the tank. So we had this nice curve down for the correction, and now we're entering a phase of not necessarily volatility, but a bit of a bouncing up and down wave to move ourselves more into an upside position again. Will it be short-lived? Well, that'll be remain to see because the volumes aren't as big as they were around here. However, we could start seeing the initial pattern of the beginning of a bigger wave. So let's just see in the next couple of days. I don't want to make full concrete observations just yet until we get a couple of confirmations over the next few days. So bear with us on that. We'll do an update video, of course, in the coming days anyway. But for now, bouncing off this retracement level here at 3.6, floating around the middle. So I think we'll probably get a close around here today and maybe tomorrow as well. But what's important is to try and bounce back off here as much as possible, because otherwise we probably will drop back down and test these lower regions again. And that's absolutely fine in my opinion. I think we want to find support for XPR permanently. And sometimes it's a bit of a discovery element, and it's a bit frustrating sometimes because it's hard to measure and monitor, and also as an investor you just obviously want things to go up all the time. It's just not the case. But what you do want to see is some good corrections and retracements to find new support levels, because to do that, to build the foundation and build upwards, that's what's required. So don't get too concerned or disappointed if you maybe bought out higher and we come back down. Trust me, this project will go flying for sure over the years to come, and even in this bull run, of course. So this area as well is quite commendable in the sense that the last 2 days we've had a good significant rise. That in particular over the 2-day period is a very juicy 42% gain, and that's understandable why people might want to take profit on there. And then since that, we had the retracement from that top area down to here, 17 to 20%, which is quite a nice figure to be at in a 48-hour period, in my opinion. So if we can get the bounce up and get support maybe over the next day or two, I think we could start tailing back up to that 4 cent mark, and then pushing up to new boundaries. We'll have to see how that goes. But it would be very nice to see if we could get back to that 5 cent mark before the end of November. And then I truly think for the next couple of months into 2022, perhaps, we may start pushing that previous all-time high back at 10 cents again, because I do think this project is still massively undervalued. I think it's got so much more in terms of what it's going to achieve this year as a project, and of course the awareness and everything else that's involved around the big bull run momentums that go on in charts in general. So guys, let us know in the comments below if you are holding XPR, or if you're new to it, or you're considering it. If you have any questions about Proton, let us know. We're building good knowledge of this project, so we will hopefully be able to answer that. And if we can't, I'm sure people out there in the comments sections will be able to, for sure. But guys, we're going to wrap that up there. We're going to do an update video on XPR in a couple of days, because I'm really interested to see if we can hit this, get that support. Then we can do a proper analysis on where we're going after that. So once we've concluded, we will definitely jump back into another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next XPR video. Goodbye.